Welcome to the 18th meeting of the Liquor Commission. We have some minutes to approve. May I have a motion, please?
Yes, Chair. Motion to approve the regular and executive session minutes for the 12th and the 13th meetings as previously circulated.
Second. Okay. Any reservations or objections? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The minutes are, the vote is carried. We'll step into our public hearings. Application number 23-00874 from Angan Inc.
Good afternoon, members of the commission. Keith Kiuchi representing the applicant Hangan Inc. I have no additional changes or corrections to the original investigative report.
Ms. Arai?
Thank you, Vice Chair and Commissioners. This application has received 0 written protests, 0 letters in support. Applicants met statutory requirements for the submission of this application. And for the record, a summary of the September 21st preliminary hearing testimony was provided to Commissioners Sakamoto and Bach prior to the public hearing.
Is there anyone who would in the audience who would like to testify either for or against the applicant? Seeing none, commissioners, do you have any questions?
Motion to approve application number 23-00874.
Second. Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve application number 23-00874. Any reservations or objections? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion is carried.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, application agenda item 2, application number 23-01638, the Poo House LLC.
Good afternoon. May the record reflect to my right, Mr. Ho-Suk Lee. He is the owner. He is present with Council Wayne Luke. We have no changes to the investigator's report. We have been operating under a temporary license for the last 5 months and we have no problems.
That's right.
Thank you, Vice Chair and Commissioners. This application has received 0 written protests, 0 letters in support. Applicant has met statutory requirements for the submission of this application. And for the record, a summary of the September 14th preliminary hearing testimony was provided to Commissioners Sakamoto and Bach prior to the public hearing.
Is there anyone that would like to testify on this applicant? Seeing none, commissioners.
No questions. Motion to approve application number 23-01638.
Second.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded to approve application number 23-01638. Any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion is carried. Okay, calling application agenda item number 3, application number 23-01641, the Poo House LLC.
May the record reflect Ho-Suk Lee, owner, is present with Council Wayne Luke. We have no changes to the investigator's report. Again, we have been operating under a temporary license. So far, no problems.
That's right.
Thank you, Vice Chair and Commissioners. This application has received 0 written protests, 0 letters in support. Applicant has met statutory requirements for the submission of this application. And for the record, a summary of the September 14th preliminary hearing testimony was provided to Commissioners Sakamoto and Bach prior to the public hearing.
Okay, is there anyone in the audience that would like to testify on this application? Seeing none, commissioners.
I have no questions. Motion to approve application number 23-01641.
Second. Okay, are there any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. Application number 23-01641 is approved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling agenda item number 4, application number 23-01951, Sky Kapiolani Hotel LLC.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Vice Chair, Commission members. Kenneth Thor appearing for the applicant. And to my right is Young Jun Choi, CFO of the applicant, last name spelled CHOI. No further changes to the investigative report.
Okay, Mr. Rai.
Thank you, Vice Chair and Commissioners. This application has received zero written protests, zero letters in support. Applicant has met statutory requirements for the submission of this application. And for the record, a summary of the September 14th preliminary hearing testimony was provided to Commissioners Sakamoto and Bach prior to the public hearing.
Okay, is there anyone in the audience that would like to testify on this application? Seeing none, commissioners?
Motion to approve application number 23-01951.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve application number 23-01951. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The item is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving to special license application, agenda item number 5, application number 200841, Memoirs LLC.
Hi, Canon Hayes on behalf of Memoirs LLC.
All right.
Hearings reporter, do you need spelling of that name?
TANDENHAYES. Thank you. Sorry.
Okay, let's see. We'll pause while I look at my script. Hold on. You have any corrections or additions to the investigative report? None. All right. Commissioners, any comments or questions?
So just confirming, this is a wedding, right, for 80 guests?
Yes, sir.
They're gonna be bussed in
Yes, sir.
and no minors, yeah?
No.
I have no other questions.
You do Kualo or ranch frequently, correct?
Yes, we do.
So this is something you've done.
Yes, consistently.
Motion to approve application number 24-00841.
Second. Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve application number 24-00841. Any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion carries. Agenda item number 6. Yeah. Thank you. Application number 24-00852. -1 to 2024-00852-30 inclusive.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Commissioner Stephanie Koba. Representing Texas de Brazil. To my right is Shana Yamada, Yamada. She's a vice president for Texas de Brazil.
All right. Commissioners, let's see. Do you have any corrections or additions to the
No,
investigation?
no corrections or additions. This is to bridge us as we attempt to get the regular license.
That was filed recently.
Yes, it has been filed.
Commissioners, questions?
Just trying to figure out which parcel this is in. Alamana Center?
Yeah, Alamona Center,
Okay.
right where Lens Crafters used to be.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. It's
Okay.
it's hard to imagine something.
The numbers don't always match in my head exactly where it is.
No, I totally understand.
And this is the same type of steakhouse, Texas, Brazil steakhouse that's.
Well, you're
in-
familiar with it.
Yeah, I went to Vegas and tried it over there, so I was just wondering if it was the same.
It's a
Format.
franchise, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
They bring the meat to your table.
yeah, they cut it in front of you and everything
Yeah,
else.
it's very
Very good up there in Vegas, so okay.
So as much meat until you turn red, right?
Yes. Coming, it keeps coming.
I love that. Okay, any other questions?
Motion to approve application number 24-00852-1 through 24-00852-30 inclusively.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve application number 24-00852-1 through 30 inclusive. Any objections or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The item is approved.
Thank you so much.
Calling agenda item number 7, application 24-0083, Pools and Catering License.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Sheila O'Connell, event coordinator for Clothes and Catering by Cena Blonde and authorized agent.
All right, do you have any corrections or additions to the investigative report?
No, sir.
All right. Commissioners, any comments or questions?
So this is for a 60th birthday party, 200 guests.
Correct. And bar will be outside and we will have 2 HPPs on site.
Right, I mean, I normally will say this with all of your events that you do out in the courtyard area, please have someone keeping an eye out there just to make sure people don't pass anything around or, give it to individuals that should not be drinking, so
Yes, sir.
that's the only question I have, thank you. Motion to approve application number 24-00883.
Second. Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve application number 24-00883. Any reservations or objections? Hearing none, I also vote aye. The item is approved.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
questions.
I feel like I'm in the job now that we've done you and memoirs.
Yeah. We're in that category
Baptism
now.
of doing the job, right? Okay, agenda item number 8, application number 24-00941-914-1 to 24-00914-30. Yarikudi Sushi.
Good afternoon, Chairman, Commissioners, Devin Kova, representing my client, and that is Yarikuri Sushi, excuse me. To my right is Mr. Kazuo Kato, Kato. He is the GM for both Yarikuri and for kayaks. We're going to be sitting here.
Okay.
We have no changes to the report at all.
Right.
And this is just to, again, bridge us. We're right in the midst of getting our license approved, so.
Okay, commissioners, any comments or questions?
I have no questions. Motion to approve application number 24-00914-1 through 24-00914-30 inclusive.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve application number 24-00914-1 to 24-00914-30 inclusive. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The item is approved. Thank you. Calling agenda item number 9, application number 24-00916-1 to 24-00916-30.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Commissioners, Devin Koba here representing Kayak Cafe LP. To my right, Mr. Kazuo Kato, KATO. He is the GM also for Kayak. We have no changes to the report, and we are just doing this as again a bridge until we get our final license.
Commissioners, any comments or questions?
Did we get the partnership structures cleaned up?
I'm sorry.
The partnership structures?
Yes.
Cleaned up?
Yes. Yeah.
Motion to approve application number 24-00916-1 through 24-00916-30 inclusive.
Second. Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve application number 24-00916-1 to 24-00916-30 inclusive. Nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion is approved.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Preliminary hearings. Agenda item number 10, transfer application number 23-00148, A and B Kapalama LLC.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Dong Dang here, Managing Member for A and B Kapalama LLC.
Okay. Let's see. Hold on. Now, do you have any corrections or additions to the?
I do have a correction to the supplemental report that Officer Cruz I guess submitted 2 days ago. The second member to strike the second member, Min Dang, and replace it with Roger Dang.
Same percentage.
Yes, correct. So at first we adjusted the percentages, but I guess he forgot to also change the name of the second member.
Okay.
That individual has filed their fingerprints and
Yes.
Any other questions? Commissioners?
Motion to approve transfer application number 23-00148.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve transfer application number 23-00148. Any nays or reservations? None, I also vote aye. The item is approved. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, calling agenda item number 11, application number 22-23478, TBB Holdings Inc.
Chair, Vice Chair, members of the Commission, Emmanuel Ziwa Kalam here on behalf of TBB Holdings. To my right is Rich Stula, the president. We've reviewed the investigative report. Have no comments at this time. I can answer any questions you have.
Commissioners, any questions?
So, Mr. Zibakalam, so looking at the report and the floor plan, as we move forward with this, can we make sure whatever licensed area is going to be outlined in red? Because I see no red in regards to where your licensing space would be on the floor plan. So I just want to make sure
I apologize.
as we go, we're the preliminary phase, we want to make sure we see it when you come through as we work, unless someone else sees it on any of their stuff, but I don't see any red, so just
My
so we know.
apologies. I'll review the submittal and submit a additional paperwork if necessary. Thank you.
Thank you. That's the only question I had. Motion to approve application number 22-23478.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve application number 22-23478. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The item is approved. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, calling agenda item number 12, application number 24-00049, Satya USA.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Naomi Cole on behalf of the applicant. Present to my right is the manager, Mr. Akira, Akira Kawano, Kawano. We have no changes to the investigative report, and we're currently operating without incident on the temporary liquor license.
Commissioners, any comments or questions?
I have no question. Motion to approve application number 24-00049.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve application number 24-0049. Any nays or reservations? None, I also vote aye. The application is approved.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Okay, moving into requests. Agenda item number 13, request number 24-00888, Hannah O'Brien's Inc. Not here? Okay.
You can recall it at the bottom of the agenda, see if it is, we are kind of running.
Running
Quick,
quick?
yeah.
That's good. All right, so I guess do I have to say anything or we'll just,
Now you could just recall it later on in the agenda.
all right. Okay, moving to agenda item number 14, request number 24-00924, Wildlife Country Club.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. You have in your desk packet, request from the the applicant requesting rescheduling of this request to the November 30 meeting. No action by the commission is needed.
All right, thank you. Okay, other business, agenda item number 15, request number 24-00948. Lantern Restaurant and Tavern LLC.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Naomi Cole on behalf of the applicant. Present to my right is one of the owners, Mr. Wayne Hirakawa. We'd like to request a waiver of the 5-day rule in order to be able to turn in our temporary liquor license.
The premises that is now closed, how long ago did it close?
I think it's been about a year or
It
so.
expired June 30 of
June
this
30.
year.
And
Oh.
and no one has been in that premises since that time.
No, yeah, it's been vacant. since-
Thank you.
Motion to approve request number 24-00948.
Second. It's been moved and seconded to approve request number 24-00948. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The request is approved.
Thank you.
For agenda items numbers 16 through 21, may I have a motion?
Motion for adoption of decision and order for agenda items number 16 through 21 inclusively.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt agenda items numbers 16 through 21 inclusive. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. The item is approved. Okay, adjudication hearings, agenda item number 22. Here we go.
There can be a fast night either way.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Daniel Jacob, Deputy Corporation Counsel on behalf of the City and County of Honolulu.
Good afternoon again, Commissioners. Pete Kiuchi representing the licensee. There's previously a no contest plea to
No, we didn't.
Yeah, sorry, we haven't called agenda item number 20.
Oh.
Go ahead, Vice Chair.
I'm
Oh, I
sorry.
thought I did. No, I didn't.
No, you only
Yeah.
said 22. That is
Ah.
correct.
So I have to call,
You have to formally call it, I guess. Yeah, okay.
calling agenda item number item 22, DCC Warrington. Oh, hold on. Read off the LV, right? LCV 22-0128.
Again, good afternoon, Commissioners. Pete Kiuchi representing the licensee. We had previously pled no contest to count one, as to counts 2 and 3. Our witness is still in Alaska. As such, we plead no contest to counts 2 and 3.
Motion to accept the plea for items 2 and 3.
Second. It's been moved and seconded to approve the plea. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, the motion is accepted.
Mr. Jacobs, what is your recommendations for charges on 2 and 3 for agenda item 22?
I think we did not do penalty on charge 1 yet.
Okay, so I'll correct my request. Mr. Jacobs, can you please give me your recommendations for charges 1, 2, and 3 for agenda item number 22?
All 3 charges occurred on September 17th, 2022. The first charge involves the licensee's failure to have the premises properly lighted, specifically back rooms in the premises. The second charge is in regards to licensees permitting a patron to touch, caress, or fondle an employee. The third charge is in regards to licensee permitting its employee to perform topless on somewhere other than a permanently infixed stage. The first charge, all these are first-time violations. The recommended fine for the first violation regarding lighting is $500. The recommended fine for charge 2 regarding the permitting of touching or caressing the employee is a $1,000 recommended fine. Charge 3 for permitting a dancer to perform in an area other than a permanently affixed stage is a $500 recommended fine for a grand total of $2,000.
Sorry, Mr. Jacob, could you please repeat number 1? I didn't hear. I didn't write.
$500.
Thank you. Mr. Kiuchi, any explanations for charges 1,
Well,
2, and
it's
3?
for number 1, it's been resolved.
Okay.
We've changed the lighting. That area is better lighted. The dancer. The reason we contested this initially, because the dancer denied that there was any touching, but we don't have her here, and she emailed my client a statement, but I can't read that into the record. But needless to say, she denies that occurred. The third violation is actually more of an interesting legal question. Initially, this was charged because she was topless. Then she denied she was topless. I represent a lot of the clubs in town, and they have maintained And I maintain that 38478.02, which restricts dancers from performing unless they're a stage at least 18 inches above. That means they have to be unclothed, whether it's topless, nude, whatever. However, it's an interesting question, is that restricts dancers from even dancing on the floor, because there is a common practice of certain clubs allowing dancers to dance on the floor, clothed. And I understand the 18-inch restriction. And I actually remember why that came into place when Jack Sion was doing the old Dunes nightclub down at the airport. So that presents a little bit of a legal question. I'm glad Mr. Jacob prefaced his comment by saying that she was topless, because that is what the investigative report shows. But she denies she was topless. The only reason we contested 2 and 3 was because what the dancers said. And if you notice, all 3 are first violations. Mr. Young, who's not the licensee, but he's the one that manages the place, tries to run a very strict club. I got him the license to begin with. So he's had the license for about 6 years now. So for the only to be 1 violation in 6 years on these, I think is pretty impressive. So that's our explanation.
Okay. Mr. Jacobs, does the reports show that for charge 3, she was not dancing on the stage, but she was actually dancing somewhere else?
She was on the lap of a customer, right,
Okay,
with her top off.
okay. Okay,
And for the record, I will mention that both charge 2 and charge 3 involve the same employee.
Yeah, they do, which is why we contested charges 2 and 3.
I'd like to deliberate.
Let's deliberate. All right, thank you. We're back.
So before you make the motion, I want to make sure it's on record. Dave Young, who's the manager of the establishment, is here. He's just a little late because I don't think any of us expected this to be taken before 4:30. So
All right.
we're moving along.
Right? Okay, so thank you for the time, but Mr. Kyuchi, so once you understand, when we read through our findings and issue our responses for charge 1, 2, and 3. We're taking into consideration the fact that your licensee has not had any type of violations in the last 6 years, as well as the charge that we are going to talk about and issue something we view it as a very serious charge. And make sure that your client understands that those are the things that we are really concerned about. Okay. So my motion is going to be for charge 1 to issue a letter of reprimand. For charge 2, my motion is going to be to approve the recommended fine of $1,000. And for charge 3, my motion is going to be to issue a letter of reprimand.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve a letter of reprimand for charge 1, a fine of $1,000 for charge 2, and a letter of reprimand for charge 3. Any nays or reservations? Being none, I also vote aye. The motion carries.
And I want to thank the commission for deliberating because I think that was a good thing. So I appreciate your consideration.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners.
And number 13 is in the
Okay.
audience.
Okay.
If you'll recall, number 13.
Calling agenda item number 13. I need to lift it. Agenda item number 13, request number 24-00888, and O'Brien's Inc.
Aloha, Commissioners.
Right, aloha. Do you have any changes?
Sorry, could you state your name for the record?
Oh,
Thank
sorry,
you.
I'm Kevin McDonald, General Manager.
Christopher Oliver, partner.
You missed the part where we're just trying this out. And do you have any corrections or additions to the investigative report?
No.
All right. Any comments or questions?
So I have some questions. So normally when we talk about of approving any type of pre-batched or pre-mixed drinks, right? There is a storage limitation time. I know in your email it states you're gonna do this when you folks are really, really busy or you plan to be really, really busy. But I feel comfortable in approving things that have some type of time period you're going to keep them for. We've mainly in the past approved pre-mixed drinks at 3 days, so things don't happen or things don't change. Any type of stuff doesn't change in the fruit juices or anything else. So that's one. The other thing is I know through your email it talks about there'll be 1 ounce portions in those things, but I also would feel comfortable if this gets approved and you folks sending some type of ingredient listing of like what, I mean, basically what you're using a fruit pop to freeze it besides just the alcohol. I mean, Jello shooters obviously gonna use Jello, but
Yes,
you know, some types of ingredients.
Mhm.
So.
Did you want us to address that now?
So I'm just saying that what I will, my thing will be this, if I make a motion or if a motion is made to approve this on my end, those are the things I'm going to be putting into my motion to approve.
Okay.
That you'd have to have it kept for no more than 3 days and that you'd need to provide the commission with a list of ingredients.
Sure, I don't know.
Too easy.
Yeah, it's very easy to do. We can put dates on the things and throw them out if they reach that. We practice food safety, all the food safety practices already. So it'll be very easy to date things And we use mostly prepackaged things that have a long expiration date already.
Mhm.
But we're happy to provide it.
I mean, we would normally ask, as you know, we would normally ask if your bartenders could make this in front of somebody if they asked it. But it is a Jello pop, a Jello shooter, and a frozen pop, which I don't think you could make in front of them anyway.
Right.
But I'm just saying, we would,
Sure.
in a mixed drink type thing, we would ask that.
So it probably, in most cases, it will probably be made the day of the event.
Mhm.
And it probably will actually be made in front of guests because the daytime bartender will be tasked
Okay.
to make these things. And so they'll be making it at the bar in front of guests,
Okay.
just not at the time that it's
Yeah, yeah,
served.
But that's actually the odd rule. It has to be made in front of the person. which
If
is
somebody
why
were to
I say it's
ask.
request.
Yes,
Yeah, and the policy behind that's just so that someone knows what's going into their drink.
sure.
So that's
We
why.
practice that normally.
Those
So-
are the points I was gonna make, so there you go.
Okay, so my motion will be to approve request number 24-00888 with the following restrictions. That the pre-made items be not held longer than 3 days. And that you provide the commission with an up-to-date ingredient list for your Jello shots or your frozen pops. Going forward, moving forward.
Okay,
Ingredient list for anything that's.
So I mean, like, if you're gonna make like strawberry frozen pops, I wanna know what you're gonna make with the alcohol in it. So at least we know what each pop might have.
Whether it's rum or vodka or.
Yeah.
I guess
Understand.
my only question is, do you need a periodic update or just the list of drinks and their ingredients?
I mean, unless you plan to make like 30 different frozen pops, we'd want to have an idea of what those would be.
Okay.
Because obviously, you know, someone might come and ask us, oh, do you have this, that I had this here? So we just want to make sure we have an up-to-date list.
All right, no problem.
See, that sounds like a crazy undertaking, 30 different flavors. That sounds like a business all in itself, trying to make 30 different flavors of freeze pop.
I thought Jello Wonderful had all of these different flavors. Okay,
That's my motion.
Second.
okay, I move we approve request number 24-00888. Any nays or reservations? Seeing none, I also vote aye. It's approved with the modifications from Commissioner Holland.
We get that to you in email.
Mr. Rye.
Yeah, you can send it to the liquor@honolulu.gov
Okay,
email.
say drink list with the ingredients.
Yeah.
And then it's on us to make sure that it gets thrown out on at the proper intervals. All right,
That's your undertaking.
sure, I understand,
And then if we go there, we can get the raw one made as a shot.
absolutely.
All right. Okay. thank you.
Please, by all means.
That's actually the odd.
No.
I don't advise that.
All right then.
All right, thank you very
Thank you,
much.
commissioners.
Other business agenda item number 23, administrator.
Sal Patilos, Administrator, Honolulu Electric Commission. I feel as though I'm doing this a little too early. I know that's only something that you guys would think. So a couple of things. I started the week off actually with being able to meet with Commissioner Sakamoto because he had some questions about the processes of the agency. And I would extend that invitation to Commissioner Bach if you decide to know more about what goes on in some of the intricacies of the things that we do. Additionally, we met with the Deputy Managing Director as well as with Jen to talk about the status of our efforts to fulfill our obligations of to meet the recommendations of the systems review. Additionally, we were also able to meet with DHR and fiscal to talk about possible options for a reorganization of the agency as we try to create a vehicle for upward mobility within the agency. Just tried some other ideas and ran that by them, see if they're feasible. From our perspective, we probably need to make sure that we justify what we're asking for, and also manage to operationalize the requests themselves. How will this work and provide a clear view of that as we move forward. It's very forward looking, given the fact that we're minimally staffed at this point. Additionally, we've also initiated the process of creating a training classification. This is something that the training classification is something that other islands have done after speaking with them, the state conference. They thought it was a valuable option and a way of enticing people who don't typically have the necessary qualifications to be an LCI 1 to be trained and to reach that level and then be part of the system as they move forward. They spoke highly of it, so we're initiating that here.
Oh, Mr. Castillo, what's the most common hurdle that's blocking the minimum qualifications for LCI?
I think from typically it's the length of service and investigatory responsibilities. I think that's part of it. I know we've relaxed things by changing the educational aspects of it as well, but I think that's usually the thing, at least in the ones that I've seen so far. It's just they haven't had the years of experience.
It's 2 years investigational or inspectional experience or an equivalent educational degree in certain areas. That can be difficult to meet.
So we don't have an entry level position?
That is the entry.
Oh, that's what I mean, entry level that doesn't require.
Well, this would address the training position would broaden the applicant pool potentially.
And finally, we are
Also the rate of pay, I'm sorry, I'm
Right.
the entry pay is not staggering.
Additionally, we are conducting interviews of individuals who express interest in becoming interns for the agency. That's going to happen tomorrow. We have 3 candidates and we'll choose one of those 2. And with that, are there any questions?
Commissioners, any questions? Point of order, do I get to gavel as a